Hi, I was going over this video from about a month ago of this dream of a return to Israel. And while I was going over it, the Most High gave me another revelation. I'm just going to give some quick information about what I remember of this dream. The video is here, the dream of return to Israel. You can always watch it to hear it. But about a month ago, I had this dream that I was with my grandmother in her house, which is in what's now called the United States of America. I was there with her, and we were chopping up vegetables like I was getting ready to go on a trip. And I chopped up like some sweet white onions or some type of white onion, and I put it in a plastic bag. And my grandmother was telling me, don't forget your bags, you got to get to the airport, you don't want to be late. And she had told me, when I get to where I'm going, make sure I park my car backwards, meaning I need to put my car in reverse and back into the parking space instead of driving into the parking space, like with the front part of the car. I used to back into the parking space. And before this dream, I had a dream where I was driving this bus backwards down this windy path. And I think the bus was full of Ethiopians at the time that were also Israelites or Hebrews. So I was watching this video again. And in this video, or in this dream, I don't remember getting to the airport, but I remember I left my grandmother's house and I ended up in a sandy place. It was sand all over the place. The buildings were made out of like sandstone, and it was an ancient time. People were walking around with clay pots on their head and a bunch of clay pots everywhere, and there was a lot of people. It was like a large city, and I came across three other men. One was dressed like an Egyptian. I think one was dressed, and the other two, I don't remember how they were dressed. Maybe like a Muslim, and the other one, I don't remember how he was dressed, but they all had on ancient clothes. And after looking at them, I looked down at myself, and I was wearing ancient clothes as well. And the three men were asking me if I was going to Israel or coming from Israel. And I told them I was returning to the land of my fathers. And they could tell that I was either going to Israel or coming from Israel by the way I was dressed and by my skin color and my hair texture. And they were like, oh, okay, he's on his way to Israel. The Egyptian said something to me like, the Hebrews aren't going to do anything. I don't know why they're going to Israel. So many of you guys are going back to Israel. He's like, the Hebrews aren't going to do anything when they get back there. I don't see the point of going back. And I was telling him, well, that has nothing to do with me. Your interpretation is of no importance. I've got to go back to the land of my fathers. So I leave the group, I bid them all farewell, and I go on my own path, and I'm heading back to Israel. Now, I woke up. When I woke up, I decided to read the Bible, and I just opened it, just opened the Bible to a page, and I landed on Isaiah 43. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 18 through 28. And I'm going to read that now. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. The beasts of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness and rivers in the desert to give drink to my people, my chosen. This people have I formed for myself. They shall shew forth my praise. But thou hast not called upon me, O Jacob, but thou hast been weary of me, O Israel. Thou hast not brought me the small cattle of thy burnt offerings. Neither hast thou honored me with thy sacrifices. I have not caused thee to serve with an offering, nor wearied thee with incense. Thou hast bought me no sweet cane with money, neither hast thou filled me with the fat of thy sacrifices, but thou hast made me to serve with thy sins. Thou hast wearied me with thine iniquities. I, even I, am he that blotteth out thy transgressions for mine own sake, and will not remember thy sins. Put me in remembrance. Let us plead together. Declare thou that thou mayest be justified. Thy first father hath sinned, and thy teachers have transgressed against me. Therefore I have profaned the princes of the sanctuary, and have given Jacob to the curse, and Israel to reproaches. Now, I just made a video letting you guys know that the curse showed itself to me in the form of a Black Panther. And it's no longer attached to us. It's now attached to the other nations. Now, I just opened the pages of the Bible to this book. This is my grandmother's Bible. And I, told you guys she's been dead for almost 20 years. And she highlighted chapter 43 and this passage. So, all that being said, to say, when I go back to the beginning, saying, remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. I have a feeling that means, I don't think, this is what I'm saying right now, I don't think we're going back to the old Israel. You know what I mean? I don't think that's where we're going. I think there is a new Israel. I think that's what I think at this time. I'm not confirming that yet. I'm just saying I don't think we're going back to the place where it's called Israel in present day. From my understanding at this time, I think many of us were not brought here on slave ships from Africa. I think many of us we already had come here to what is now called the Americas, to North America, Central America, South America, and the islands, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Puerto Rico. I think many other islands. I think many of us had already been here when the Europeans showed up. I think that these lands that we're on now were possibly to be New Israel or the New Jerusalem. During one of the times where we were, cast out of the old Jerusalem or the old Israel. So at this time, I think the point of me reading this Bible verse right after I had that dream was to let me know not to, because the dream was an ancient dream, but it was to let me know not to consider the things of old, nor the former things. Behold, he will do a new thing. So I think now that we are going back to Israel, but it seems like the going backwards is maybe a spiritual thing, going back and serving the Most High. And from what's going on in the Americas right now and all over the world, it appears to me that these lands are being cleansed, and this virus is the first of many plagues that will come. I've seen that already. The Most High showed it to me, and I want to know what you guys think, because I'm starting to think that we're not going back to the old Israel. I don't think that is the plan. I think the Most High has already created a new Israel, and it's here. And I don't know where in North America, Central America, South America, but it seems to be here in the Americas. I think he's going to remove a lot of other people and then take us into the new Israel, or, the promised land. So if you guys have any questions or comments, I'd like to know what you think. I'm just going through this dream again because in these days now, the Most High is giving me full interpretations of things that before I didn't really understand. But this dream is to say, I don't think we're going back to what people are calling Israel now. We don't even really know if that is Israel, with the borders that they have put on Israel. Israel, could have been much larger, or who knows, but I don't think we're going back to old Israel. I think at some point the Israelites got on boats and they came here to the Americas long before the Europeans ever even knew anything about this land. I don't remember if it was in the Apocrypha or somewhere else, but I read that they were coming to a land where man had never lived before. So I think that's this land. I'm sure the Most High will give me, now that I've spoken it, I'm sure the Most High will give me more information in the coming days. But again, I'm saying this because I no longer think that we are going to where Israel was before. I think the Most High is creating a new Israel here in the Americas. I don't know if it's in the islands or what, but I think Israel is already here in the Americas, because that's where many of us are. We're all over the world, but many of us are here in the Americas as is. And again, I do believe we were already here. I don't think the Europeans found Pocahontas when they came here. I think they found Jacob when they came here. And I think we are considered the Aboriginal people of this land because we've been here for a very long time at this point. You guys let me know what you think, and send me some comments.